I've spent 25 years in the criminal justice system. I care very much about victims' rights. I advocate for victims' rights. I've helped change laws about victims' rights. I've gotten wrongfully convicted people out of prison. It's something I care passionately about. So to lob a criticism at me that I am glorifying Ted Bundy and at the expense of the victim means you're really not watching the film.
Documentarian Joe Berlinger was born in Connecticut, but sought a job in advertising in Frankfurt, Germany after college. While he was there, he became interested in filming. He became an apprentice for the Maysles brothers in New York City while working at Maysles Films. While he was there, Berlinger met Bruce Sinofsky, who he began co-directing documentaries with. Berlinger and Sinofsky's first short film was Outrageous Taxi Stories in 1989. It was a comedic documentary about cab driver events in New York.
We're nonfiction filmmakers, we're verite filmmakers. Yes, we do interviews, but what we really prefer to do is to just let things happen as they happen.
Berlinger describes himself as a cinema verite filmmaker, which translates to truth cinema. Berlinger prefers this style of filming because the unscripted documentaries allow him to follow a story that he does not know where the outcome will be. While Berlinger is often referred to as the pioneer of true crime documentaries, he's a bit hesitant to be a part of the true crime genre. He is quoted, "True crime genre conjures up this image that we are wallowing in the misery of others for entertainment purposes. The good crime is exposing problems in the system or some level of social commentary or something you want to change. I think the bad true crime is just kind of voyeuristically looking at the worst thing that can happen to a person, which is becoming a victim of a violent crime." In 1993, Berlinger and Sinofsky began their Paradise Lost trilogy about 3 kids accused of murdering a group of children as a part of an act of Satanism. When the two first started filming Paradise Lost, the child murders at Robin Hood Hills, the co-directors believed they were just making a film about kids killing kids. However, they began believing the convicted kids were innocent as the trials proceeded.
Jesse Miskelly Jr., Jason Baldwin, Damian Eccles, I promise you, as God is my witness, I'll visit all 3 of your graves.
This is John Byers. He was the father of one of the victims, and there was even potential evidence found against him. Yet the 3 boys were charged with murder despite not a single shred of evidence being presented in court against them. It's not an exaggeration to say that this was like a modern-day witch trial. Jesse Miskelly and Jason Baldwin were sentenced to life in prison, and Damian Eccles was sentenced to death. After Berlinger released the final part of his trilogy in 2011, the 3 boys were able to walk free 18 years later. It was this series that made Berlinger realize his documentaries can be used as a voice to be heard for the people who are treated unfairly by the American justice system. As a social justice activist, many of Berlinger's documentaries have helped to free wrongful convictions and raise awareness.